Why hello. I'm gonna be playing Minecraft to save PewDiePie. Because, you know, PewDiePie. Why aren't you sub to him yet? Come on, sub to PewDiePie. 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 Come on guys, sub to PewDiePie. Yeah, sub to PewDiePie. 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 Come on guys. Sub to PewDiePie. 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 Sub to Sub to PewDiePie. 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 sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, PewDiePie, sub to 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 PewDiePie, PewDiePie, God, sub to PewDiePie, 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 PewDiePie, sub to 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 PewDiePie, PewDiePie, sub to 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 PewDiePie, PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, yeah, sub to PewDiePie, 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 no. PewDiePie, sub to 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 PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Oh my God. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 PewDiePie, sub to 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 PewDiePie. Oh god, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, PewDiePie, sub to 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 PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Okay. Sub to PewDiePie. 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 What is that? Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Sub 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 to PewDiePie. Oh my gosh. Sub to PewDiePie. 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 Subscribe to PewDiePie. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Sub 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 to PewDiePie. Sub. What is that? Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Where is it? It's fin of 3 x 5,000. So 5113. 5513. Copy back. 104. 104. X, Y, Z. Negative 313. 313. 313. 3. Negative 3013. Negative 3013. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Okay. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. TP accept. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Okay. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Okay. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. What if that's sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. This might be further west than I realized. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Like east of this floor. Right, I was thinking of that actually. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Oh my gosh. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Oh god, sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Wonder if they got that effect going. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. God dang. Okay. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. 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 Unless this where sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Oh god, sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Gondor. Oh, Gondor. Okay. Right there is Gondor. So we're currently at Gondor. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Where's gone? Okay. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Oh, we're at that city. Okay. Gondor. Wait. Dol. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Coordinates.
According to GPS-coordinates.net, latitude, longitude, and address of any GPS location on Google Maps. Click directly on the map to get an address and its GPS coordinates. The latitude coordinate and the longitude coordinate are displayed on the left column and on the map.
Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. God. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, 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 sub to PewDiePie. Sub to PewDiePie, sub to PewDiePie. Okay, I'm done. Control S. No, Control Tab, Control S.